Hello everyone and welcome to TV Talks, a show where we take a look at both the good and the bad of what television has to offer. And today, it's bad. It's really bad. The Little Shop of Horrors cartoon. For all of two of you who don't know what the Little Shop of Horrors is about, it's about this nerdy orphan boy named Seymour Krelborn who lives with this soulless, greedy flower shop owner named Mr. Mushnick. He has a crush on the girl who works there, Audrey, but she has an abusive dentist boyfriend, and all of a sudden he finds an alien plant who, whenever he feeds it blood, or sooner or later just whole humans, he's able to get wishes granted and his life becomes great. So yeah, it's a comedy musical about murder. Sounds like a great idea for a children's TV show, right? So I was introduced to the play first because the studio where I do all those plays that I was in, like Drowsy Chaperone, Willy Wonka, Mary Poppins, Avenue Q, those. The one that they did right before I found out about it was Little Shop of Horrors, so I missed it. And when I found out that they did it, I was really disappointed. But one of my friends, who we will call Alex, mostly because that is his name, gave me a recording of one of the versions. And it was great. I loved it, and especially our version. It was very well done. So I saw the movie, and I loved it just as much. Now, the movie and the play are definitely different in a lot of ways, but it's still very good. And the differences and deviations don't ruin it at all. They actually just make it a little different. So one day, around the same time I saw the movie, I was just randomly looking up worst cartoon spin-offs ever. But then one of them I found on this blog, which was a list of it. Number 3 was Little Shop of Horrors. And I had no idea that that was a cartoon. And I was like, wow, this looks awful. And the screenshots that they showed looked terrible. I was like, oh, what, did this come on in the 70s? No, it came on in 1991. But it was inexcusable. It looked like crayon. It was awful. And then 2 months later, Mr. Enter made his video about it, and I knew that this show was something else. So, over the summer, I watched every episode, and I'd always planned on reviewing it. And now, thanks to Drew Bell for suggesting it, I get to be able to talk about it. Yay. Yeah, there were 13 episodes of this turkey here. All of them got awful reviews and really, really low ratings, and almost no promotion as the series went on because Fox Kids just wanted to get rid of it. It's shows like this that made Fox Kids just start declining in ratings, I think, because sooner or later this became the norm. Short-lived shows that nobody ever watched. So that's why Foxbox came in, but I've already talked about that enough over the past couple months. So, what is Little Shop of Horrors? No, sorry, Little Shop, as it's just called Little Shop. What's Little Shop about? Well, it's kind of like the movie, only it's actually based off of the play and not the movie, so I can kind of forgive it for having the characters not look like the ones in the movie, like not looking like Rick Moranis or any of them. But it's about young 9-year-old Seymour Krelborn and this girl he has a crush on, Audrey Mushnick, who is now the daughter of Mr. Mushnick, working at a flower shop, and they're all happy, everything's going great, but then, some sort of monster plant thing shows up, and then wants to get back home to some sort of alien planet or home dimension or something, I don't know. And it's about him and Seymour having wacky adventures together while avoiding this bully named Payne Driller, who's instead of Oren, the abusive dentist boyfriend, who looks like Jimmy from Ed, Edd n Eddy if he just grew up to be a bodybuilder, and it's really weird, and his voice is really annoying. And this show is awful. It's really awful. A lot of people compare it to Charlie Brown. Yeah, it's kind of a ripoff in a sense. I know, Little Shop of Horrors ripping off Charlie Brown? That doesn't make any sense. It sounds like one of those lame Mad TV things from Cartoon Network trying to combine two things that have nothing to do with each other. You don't remember those? It's kind of like that, only it's just Seymour talks, looks, acts, and sounds like Charlie Brown. The background music has a similar style. The animation's choppy like the Peanuts stuff, only unlike the Peanuts where it started off as a limitation and then just turned into a stylistic choice, this is just cheap and lazy. The movements are stiff and awkward, the colors just kind of look really patchy and scribbled on, nothing looks right, the designs are really, really bad. I know they're not going after the movie, but even still, this looks bad. Like I said, all the designs either look like something else, which the Payne Driller one isn't as bad because, Ed, Edd n Eddy didn't come out, or they look just really generic like Audrey or Mr. Mushnick. None of them look recognizable. If you just showed me one of these characters, aside from the poor coloring, I wouldn't know what show they're from. I would think it's from some cheap early 80s show, but like I said, it's from the 90s. The 90s! And let's talk about the characterization. Are they at all close? Well, as we mentioned, Seymour is Charlie Brown. Mr. Mushnick is basically just kind of Mr. Krabs, in a sense. He's not greedy and evil. He's more like the early Mr. Krabs, where it's just kind of, oh, I like money, ugh, and then that's it. Payne Driller is like the kid's version of Orin and is basically just the typical bully. Audrey's personality boils down to girl. Yeah, we're going back to that trope. And then, of course, there's Audrey 2, or in this version, Junior, because as with the original play, it was Audrey Jr., not just, Audrey 2. Well, this one's tough. I mean, Audrey 2 is one of the characters that you can't really put in a kid's show, because, because it's a plant, no gender. Just, it lies, it murders, it's sadistic, it has a really foul mouth. So you can't really lift that in there, but they make him sassy, they make him evil and conniving, but they still make him good in the end, which is really weird. I mean, it would have been something if, he was secretly evil but pretending to be good around Seymour, like in the actual version, because it's in both of them. But he's just kind of the sassy sidekick, really. That's all he amounts to. And for some reason, he has telekinesis powers. I don't know why. The episodes basically boil down to Seymour likes Audrey and wants to do something, and then the plant does something stupid for a subplot. Or there's that one where Mr. Mushnick wants to get married, and it was really, really stupid. And speaking of stupid, there's a lot of choices that they make here that are just stupid. Because the way I'm sounding, it just makes it look like a bad adaptation and just kind of dull. But no, there's worse things. There'll be random characters that just show up out of nowhere and just change the plot and then never come back again, like the Fire Fairy and all. There'll be parts, like in the very first episode specifically, where they try to recreate the Little Shop of Horrors stuff, like where Seymour comes across Audrey 2, or Audrey Jr. as it is here. But they do so many changes that it just kind of seems like one of those lame Hollywood cartoon live-action adaptation things, where they try to kind of reference stuff from the original, and then that's it. That's supposed to make it an adaptation, just simply referencing it, that kind of stuff. But that's not the most egregious part. The songs. There are at least 2 songs in every episode. And they're not good songs either. And they don't progress anything. They just stop the plot to sing the songs. Some of them have more songs than others, and those are typically the worst episodes because the songs are all awful. They're either kind of punk, funky stuff or even rap, or they're just really, really poorly written stuff with really bad instrumentals, mediocre rhythms, and atrocious lyrics. You can tell they're definitely stretching for rhymes at all times in this show. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the absolute worst song in this show, the theme song. It's a rap theme song, as we all know, because this has gone down in history as one of the worst theme songs in the history of ever. And yeah, I'm right up there with saying that it's absolutely bad. But the problem is it's catchy in the worst way. It's an awful song that you can't get out of your head, which is really, really bad. It's not even clever. Here, let me do a dramatic reading of some of the lyrics. Alright, it's time for me to bust a rhyme, so sit back and chill for a while. I'm coming at ya like Toon style, so get ready for a funny bone overload at the Little Shop. Yeah, boy. In full effect, the Little Shop posse is gaining respect, so sit back before I put you in check. Ooh, that is not only so good, that is just like the Little Shop of Horrors. I heard that they always wanted to make Little Shop of Horrors a funky, dated musical, but they just didn't have the technology to do it back then. The show is awful, but it's not like angry bad, it's more funny bad. You can just watch and go, wow, I can't believe they actually thought this would catch on. And the background of this is shrouded in mystery. No one knows who came up with this and why. I mean, there are people credited, but we don't know if they were forced to do it or if they thought this was a good idea or if they were mentally insane or what. No matter what, though, the Little Shop cartoon will most surely get the scowling seal of disapproval. Okay, so wishlist week. Yay, we're about halfway there, so see you guys next time.
Good night, everybody.